What's up, guys? What is up? It's Shani with Healing Elements, and I'm adding another video to the Archetype playlist, the archetypal analysis that I'm doing. And to define what an archetype is in the dictionary, archetype means a very typical example of a certain person or thing, or a recurrent symbol or motif in literature, art, or mythology. So today I am going to talk about the archetype and do an analysis on Captain America. So the archetype of Captain America, the Marvel character, heroic character, and I'm going to give a couple of bullet points and then go into detail about some things that I think we can work with or just take into consideration when thinking about this archetype of Captain America. So when we think about the archetype of Captain America, I think of a vibe to help, a want, a persistent, natural inclination to help others, to assist the collective, to assist what will be a protection of all and everyone's freedom. So Captain America, as the name implies, is all about being a patriot, being patriotic to the group, being a protector for what is established in a unified collective community. So honor and valor is a big vibe when we talk about the archetype of Captain America. Innovation, gratitude, sense of obligation, morals, respect, heroic delegation and a savior type of vibe, strength, incredibly durable, strong, titanium, tight and strong, durable, regenerative. And when we talk about Captain America, we're talking about masculinity. So, you know, the male form, physically attractive male masculine form, what we typically think of, you know, a tall, dark and handsome or muscular posture, an all-American, hence the name, type of dude. So a patriotism, of course, and protection, again, some pride when it comes to country, belief in a free nation and society, and collaborative unions that form a greater strength in numbers and that type of vibe. Also, speaking of Captain America and his story, it's all about diversity and persistence. So when we talk about his story, Captain America starts out as a very, very short, puny, you know, very, very tiny, not strong in physical strength, and not typically what would be considered a handsome or physically attractive person or body of a man, right? He starts out this way, and the sense of obligation that he has versus the sense of purpose and drive to help the cause of getting enlisted in the armed services is where we find him trying over and over again in his hero's journey, his story. He's trying over and over again before he is transformed with the help of technology and a serum into kind of a super soldier. He has a sense of obligation to be in the armed forces. There's a sense of yearning to be what his father was, actually, a sense of family lineage, type of filling the shoes of family, you know, legacies. His Captain America's dad was a war hero, and so he is ill-equipped. He has many, many health problems in his story in the beginning. He has asthma, he has all these health problems. He has, again, not a tall, broad form, not even close to that, to be a soldier. And he is consistently going to different places to try to enlist and try to be a different person with a different name and city to try to get approved by the Armed Services and Health Division for him to be in the armed forces. And he is denied, I think, 5 or 6 times in his story. And so this is about, you know, persistence based on our moral compass, based on our, you know, desire to help or desire to actually also fill in the shoes of something good that we considered our parents or family legacy to have done, filling in the shoes of that person. You know, this is all about gratitude as well. So because Captain America is not blessed naturally with, again, a masculine, strong, fighting capability, he doesn't have health, so to speak. He doesn't have a titanium type of, indomitable demeanor and, physical presence, right? But he does have the moral compass and the strength of morals. And so this is all about being grateful for things once we get the gifts. So in his story, he is incredibly honored and thankful and does not take any of his abilities and or acquired gifts, strengths, weapons, suits, abilities. He doesn't take any of that for granted because he knows how it is to yearn so much to want to do something that you can't do or he could not do because he was denied based on the inabilities he had or based on the, things that he did not possess that were required in that arena to do a job that he wanted to do. So this is about being grateful and thankful for what we are given, our gifts, our skills. So we could use this, of course, metaphorically in our lives, being very, grateful and showing a lot of gratitude toward spirit or otherwise, other arenas, people, places, things, surgeons that save your life, or, being very grateful and feeling fortunate to have acquired upgrades in our abilities and skill sets. So being grateful to, let's say, a vocational school or something like that. This is all about also respecting the gifts, respecting the things that we are able to do, giving pride to those set of strengths, and, being dignified in our own inner sanctuary, being able to just rely on our own inner sanctuary to commend ourselves, to be the one to push ourselves to be more persistent and try to acquire what we are going to, because the story leads off and Captain America's archetype is all about persistence, drive, and the will to help others being observed and being felt like it was more preferential than just having this attitude of I have strengths, oh, I can use them if I don't want, or I do want, right? It's like not a complacency type of vibe. So the archetype is all about having this humble way about you, wanting to persevere, and then therefore knowing that the inner moral characters will be exemplified and, shown in a good way if you are given the gifts and skills and upgrades on your other abilities that match. So what he does is, this is all about transition. This is archetype energy is about transformation and metamorphosis, transition and transmutation, right? From someone who does not possess certain abilities, strengths, and skills into something that does. And this is about a futuristic vibe. So it's archetype is about futuristic, innovating type of technologies, because he is granted these gifts and skills based on innovation from, Stark Corporation, Tony Stark's dad. It's about a additive. It's a stimulating additive that is blended, I believe, with a sort of like a ray, right? Like technology that has to do with the future at that time. They blend these things together and create and stimulate changes to make what is there better within Captain America. And so because the will of his demeanor, was to be strong, wanting to get through and do all of these things, i.e. fight in the war, be in the armed forces like a soldier, just like everyone else, because he had that ideal, those thought processes. This is expanded and it makes him, all of the above, honorable, grateful, doing the right thing in a moral sense. All of those are expanded. This, strength of character, both physically and mental, will not be easily manipulated. It is enhanced and upgraded, and a sense of solid belief system is just exemplified and just, multiplies. So this solid and consistent sense of who we are and what we stand for was there, and it is just enhanced along with, of course, the physical attributes as well. When we talk about this archetype for Captain America, we have to talk about enhancements just as I mentioned, he is enhanced. Everything that he has is upgraded to an ascended level. So when we talk about this for our journey and our life path, as we all can probably sense if you're listening to me, that we are ascending, we are enhancing and adding to our repertoire of skills. It's coming at us, whether or not I think that we are asking for this or not. This is all about, you know, Captain America archetype is working with our strengths, right? And building those strengths up. It's perfecting the innate skills that we already possess, right? To enhance and to release anything that is inhibiting us to do so, right? So that we could talk about for a whole new hour about enhancing and getting rid of inhibitions. It's very important when we're going through a spiritual awakening, or just in general in life when we're trying to get through any kind of group scenario or situation that seems very, very unlikely that we can get through. So it's also, when we talk about Captain America, we're talking about the archetype is invincible, just being titanium strong, this bulletproof, abominable type of vibe with his shield. So the shield that he has is made out of what is in the comics vibranium. It's supposed to be the most durable and also strong element that we have, and it is bulletproof. Of course, this is talking about both our integrity and physical vessel being bulletproof, regenerative, tough, you know, our sheer will, our mindset, our desire and passion to complete any mission is within the Captain America archetype. It's similar to the Buddhist, you know, I forgot what they say, but when they're raising their internal, what it's called, but when they're raising their internal body temperature, let's say, in a cold, freezing room and don't get hypothermia, right? Or Wim Hof, right? If you've heard of him, beautiful. I would look him up. If not, you know, this is a vibe I consider to be like Captain America. It's not getting frostbitten, right? Not getting hypothermia, healing, everything done, holding our breath, you know, stabilizing our emotions on purpose with practice and with the power of our mind. So Wim Hof, real quick, he's, you know, a gentleman who believes in mind over matter and is just, he's a genius. But this, you know, story I want to reference is I saw it in one of those stories with, it's like Unsolved Mysteries or something like that, or I think it's the one with, I forget, but it's about, the story I saw on this documentary is about Wim Hof and when he ran a half marathon in below freezing temperature in the snow, barefoot, and he didn't get hypothermia, but one half of his foot got frostbitten, and so the doctors predicted that, you know, this is going to waste away and he's not going to be able to rehabilitate this frostbitten foot. And he used the same mindset that he used to actually do the half marathon in the freezing temperatures barefoot. He used that same principle and mindset to get the sheer mind over matter healing that he needed, the thought process that he needed to heal. And he did, in fact, heal the frostbite, the frostbitten foot. So this is all about having the mindset, determination, and goal just really, truly in the power and kind of like that ray, your eyes are on the prize, that sort of willpower and absolute won't take no for an answer, have to do what you have to accomplish. Like, again, the vibe, I think I've mentioned this on other videos when we talk about this Captain America archetype is, you know, when you have so much sheer desire and passion behind something, where let's say a mom gets in a car accident with her child and they say it's not quote unquote possible, but she lifts this enormously heavy vehicle off of her child because of the sheer determining fact in her mind that there is no other choice to do or do not do. So when we talk about Captain America archetype, again, we talked about filling the shoes of our family members. You know, again, Captain's dad was a war hero, so wanting to be someone that is looked upon in a favored light, heroic, because of the fact it had been presented to you in your, you know, ancestry or your family legacy. You know, you are trying to, it's the opposite of a you know, genetic curse. It's the opposite of ancestral curse. This is talking about something that has brought pride, fortune, assistance, and heroism to a character and it being passed down, that vibe in the cells, in the memory, in the way in which we want to do things too, and passing down, wanting to fill those shoes and wanting to do that as well. So again, when we talk about Captain America archetypes, archetype, I think we need to mention the shield, this vibranium shield. It is a big vibe itself, you know, shielding others. So this is all about a defensive, a protective vibe. So not looking immediately toward aggression or combat, choosing a defensive posture, right, or position, and having the attitude overall that defense wins. So he does not have a weapon. He has a suit of protection and he has a shield. That is the toughest material at that time they could get, right? So this is about defense wins approach and shielding others from harm rather than aggressively, you know, going after them in a combative sense in a battlefield arena, trying to just shield from attack and pain and disruption, trying to preserve union and the freedom that you have when in a free state of union as America, right? So Captain America also is about having American patriotism, having a sense of pride and appreciation that we live in a country that affords us so many things that are taken for granted sometimes, even by myself, and or are not available in other places. So being so appreciative and wanting to protect and shield those under that umbrella and preserve. So also when we talk about Captain America archetype, I'll leave you off with the love story that is in it. So this is all about having a close encounter with a lover, having some sort of vibe that is true love, twin flame, whatever you want to call it, divine union of bonding and purity, something that is an undeniable attraction and something that would be blended perfectly and work out in a positive way, but then having some outside circumstance, you know, not choices by the lovers prevent that union, either by death or in this particular story, it is time, missed time, right? So longing for that almost love, kind of like that Rascal Flatts song, what hurts the most, being so close, having so much to say and having to walk away. So this is about a vibe of losing something, a sacrifice, losing something not due to your own choices. So when we talk about the reason why he lost the love is lost time. So he is from early eras, right? So World War I, World War II type of vibe and era. And then because he's frozen in time for so long, we talk about vibes and meanings to this archetype. I would tie in time travel, missing time, timeline and timeline branches, and being kind of a boomer or feeling older or younger or feeling outside in a foreign environment due to the technological upgrades, you know, being very surprised and being kind of a small town boy or a slower type of energy in a fast-paced world and society when we talk about this vibe. So guys, check my notes, make sure I didn't mention anything. Really appreciate you guys listening to these videos. I'm having a good time making them. I think that, yeah, that is about it. When we talk about the missing time and missing out, having a coma, a blank slate, a block of time that is preventing us from keeping up with, you know, futuristic stuff or, you know, things that is of a technological advanced nature. You know, we can become confused, or maybe it's a vibe when we talk about this archetype about not wanting to do things futuristically, wanting to stick to what is old, what is, you know, kind of a sensational type of overall look, rather than real experience, right? It's a thing of wanting to stay patriotic and truly use what we have innately, and again, expand those things rather than use machinery or anything else. It is talking about an upgrade of our own invincibility, our own Winhoff type mind over matter. So in any case, I appreciate you guys at the bottom of my heart, sending love, light, positive vibes, and thank you again for all of your new subscriptions. I really appreciate that. I truly do appreciate everything, the weekly reviews that come out and you guys are sharing and liking and commenting. It really helps. And I've been enjoying getting back into the swing of things. as I get physically more healthy and all that good stuff, I will, you know, add more. So any archetypes or spirit animal videos or any other videos you want to see, please leave a comment below and I will see what I can do. Thanks so much, guys. Blessings, love, and light.